June 22nd, 2025, Tehran, Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran's parliament convened behind closed doors. Outside, the people cheered and prayed. Inside, tension hung in the air, thick, like the scent of gunpowder in a locked room. Finally, at 6 p.m. Tehran time, the parliamentary spokesperson stepped forward and spoke.
Iran approves the plan to close the Strait of Hormuz. This is our sovereign right to defend ourselves against U.S. military aggression.
The move still required ratification from the Supreme National Security Council. But the world knew this wasn't a bluff. It was a declaration of war. The Strait of Hormuz, an oil artery carrying 20% of the world's crude, had begun its countdown. The global economy teetered on the edge, but most world leaders still clung to hope. Hope that Iran was bluffing. They forgot. A cornered nation does not speak twice. July 4th, 2025, 3:47 a.m. Tehran time, coinciding with American Independence Day. The Iranian sky turned crimson, not with dawn, but with the thunder of Tomahawk missiles. 2 military bases near Bandar Abbas were reduced to rubble. The U.S. strikes left no room for ambiguity. There was no more diplomatic tension. This was war. The symbolism was unmistakable. July 4th, while Americans celebrated freedom from tyranny, was the day the U.S. launched a war to keep oil flowing. 4 hours later, the world shifts. A short statement emerged from Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps.
From this moment forward, not a single ship from aggressor nations shall pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Your oil lifeline, we're shutting it down.
9 a.m. London. In a trading room, a man weeps. John Malik, commodities analyst at the London Metal Exchange, stared at his Bloomberg terminal. Now a digital hellscape. Brent crude had soared from $89 to $142 in just 38 minutes. He wasn't crying over lost money. He was crying because he realized the world was breaking. His phone rang. A colleague in Tokyo confirmed. Japan had declared a state of emergency. Electricity was being rationed. ANA and JL canceled 80% of all flights. 4:12 p.m. Jakarta, Indonesia. At a gas station, rage erupts. At Lenteng Agung, police megaphones were drowned out by anger. Pertalite prices had doubled. Subsidized fuel had disappeared from the pumps. Snaking queues stretched onto the streets.
I just want to deliver food, sir. But the gas costs more than the order.
A mother poured a gallon of water over a fuel dispenser. Not sabotage, just sorrow. The government scrambled. The Indonesian rupiah plunged to Rp 19, 200 per US dollar. The finance minister tried to speak to the nation. Her face looked paler than the stock market screen behind her. 1 p.m., Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The king's hands trembled. King Salman sat in silence before a wall of monitors. Saudi tanker fleets were stranded. 3 were on fire. Reports said an Iranian drone had sunk a Bahraini vessel. OPEC called an emergency session. But without Hormuz, OPEC was just a toothless lion. Inside the Natanz bunker, a general praise, General Qassem Rezai, Iran's head of military strategy, read a verse. O you who have believed, persevere and be more patient. Quran 3:200. He didn't pray for victory. He prayed the world would understand. Iran was not easy prey. New York, Wall Street, 78th floor. Someone laughs. A hedge fund executive sipped his espresso. He'd bought oil futures 2 months ago. Now, his portfolio was up 400%. He didn't care who burned.
Outside his glass tower, protesters chanted, "Stop this bloody war! No blood for oil!"
Inside, the lights stayed bright, the air stayed cold, and the market stayed open. Conclusion: a world ruled by oil. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow valve between two vast oil drums. But when that valve is sealed, the whole machine of modern life begins to suffocate. Superpowers speak of freedom and democracy, but all of them bow to oil. People rage, but they still start their engines. The world is dying, but it won't stop. Because from the beginning, we built our civilization atop a lake of oil, and now that lake is burning.